he's happy he has a box. I got the new shoes, so size 14, so plenty big box for him to play around in. Adam, he's like, "Oh God, Grandpa." He was trying to stick himself in the ramen box, which, you know, just not big enough for him. But anyway, I know you're happy. He's like, "Thank you, Grandpa, for the gifts you bestowed upon me." You're welcome, Bubba. So, rumor. Lucasfilm planning full reboot of Indiana Jones. Oh boy, can't wait to see Pedro Pascal as Indiana Jones. Or some strong, powerful lesbian who don't need no man, or whatever the case is. But everyone's pretty much betting that if there's a reboot, it'll be Pedro Pascal because he's being shoved down the throat of everyone. And I mean, there's just sometimes there are some actors who you just get tired of seeing. He's one of them. For me, it's like Pedro Pascal. Let's see who else. Jenna Ortega. I get tired of seeing her. She's basically the same character and everything. But that's just how certain actors are right now. Pedro Pascal is the the good child. It's like, oh yeah, I'm here for these rights and blah blah blah. So everyone's like, oh Pedro, oh, let's put you as many things as possible. So, but I've said that Indiana Jones would be good to reboot, like if the character was younger, but you know what? Screw Pet. Let's get Bella Ramsey. Come on. Let's get Bella Ramsey to play Indiana Jones, or a Indiana Jones type character. A new rumor allegedly states that the Walt Disney Company and its subsidiary Lucasfilm are planning a full reboot of Indiana Jones. This rumor comes from Skylar Schuller at the Disinsider. Can I help you? What? Can I help you? What? 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 Your grandpa's boy? Yes, you are. You're just your grandpa's boy. What you looking for? What you looking for, Bubba? Ah. Mwah. Don't eat me, Grandpa. Don't eat me, Grandpa. I taste bad. Yeah, you do. What? I love you. I love you. Go. Go play in the box. I got that box just for you. Now where was I? When asked what Disney and Lucasfilm plans are for Indiana Jones, Schiller shared Lucasfilm is letting the franchise rest for a bit before they do a full reboot of the franchise. Oh boy. As for when details about this reboot might be announced, he stated, I would expect the studio to announce something next year at the D23 Expo, because even though the last film tanked at the box office, Indiana Jones is still an iconic IP, and Disney Lucasfilm do not want to waste that. Like, I agree, but I think it needs to be a person who may be looking for footing in Hollywood. Someone like Pedro Pascal, no. Someone like Chris Pratt. I mean, Chris Pratt would be a good Indiana Jones or Indiana Jones-like character, but same thing. He's been all over the place. Give it to someone who is new, who doesn't really have a name in Hollywood. Let them get their footing, let them get their foot in the door, because if the movie succeeds, there's nothing, everyone will be wanting to hire the person. So I think getting a nobody is a lot better than hiring someone like Pedro Pascal or whoever else, because Hollywood is already filled with people who are in your face 24/7. Give someone new a chance, This rumor is not at all surprising. There was a rumor back in October from Scooper WDW Pro that claimed that Lucasfilm was already developing a young Indiana Jones movie. Yeah, same thing with that. You know, if that's going to be its own little separate thing apart from, it's like a Indiana Jones, the beginning. But then we're also going to have like Indiana Jones where he's like kind of like whatever age he was in like the original movies. That's one thing. WDW Pro stated, I have a source that's been right in the past and tells me that it's going that it appears Lucasfilm is doing some developing, shall we say maybe some preliminary work on what it looks like to be a young Indiana Jones movie in which Indy would be around the age of 14, would clearly not be played by Harrison Ford, which would be hilarious. How old is Harrison Ford? I would love to see him play a younger version of himself. And they may believe that that's young enough that it wouldn't be a problem for the character to not be played by Harrison Ford. Fucking crazy, man. Younger Harrison Ford. That's a handsome man right there. Schiller noted Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And Indiana Jones and the Pick of Destiny was a box office disaster. The film only grossed $174.4 million at the domestic box office and only added another $209.4 million internationally for a global gross of $383.9 million. It was originally believed that the film cost around $300 million, and thus Disney and Lucasfilm lost around $143 million. However, Caroline Reed at Forbes uncovered financial documents indicating Lucasfilm spent around $402.3 million on the film's production budget. Well, not only is there a production budget, but there's also marketing, which is another almost maybe like 200, depending on the movie and the franchise. When you have a franchise like Indiana Jones, the name alone is enough to draw people in. So probably like 200 million for that. But yeah, that's a 102.3 million more than the original high estimate. She also revealed that Disney received a 64.3 million reimbursement for filming in the UK from the UK government. That brings the net spend to 338 million. Given this, she concluded Lucasfilm and Disney lost $146 million on the film. Oh, I thought he was like this. Not only was the film a box office disaster, but it might have been a franchise killer as well. Pop culture critic Gary Belcher, Nerdrotic, said, "Can I help you?" That's not what he said. That's what I said. What, Adam? Seriously, you have the girliest, most prissy meow. Yeah, you do. He's just sitting there giving me the kitty kisses. When they sit there and they blink their eyes? Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. He's like, "But you still love me, don't you, Grandpa?" Yes, I love you, Bubba. Now, where was I? Expectations were not subverted. Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm are once again desecrated a beloved character. One that they hadn't gotten around to yet. And yes, Indiana Jones was sacrificed on the altar of agenda to bolster a brunette British woman. Just spent the entire movie putting Indy in his place. Ugh, you men can't do anything without us female creatures around. I'm strong, powerful female number one. So it's just, gee, I can't imagine. Can't imagine why. I mean, it's called Indiana Jones, not this stupid fucking bitch starring Indiana Jones. Like, when you're taking back seat in your own movie, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's like having, I don't know, like Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter movies, and then Harry shows up in like the last fucking movie. Or having a game called The Legend of Zelda and not even really focusing on Zelda. Once again, Harrison Ford is involved, but at least Han Solo was put out of his misery. This one wanted Indy to suffer as much as the audience. He later added that the film was a culmination of Kathleen Kennedy's work in destroying every last vestige of George Lucas's legacy, with the added bonus of this time being able to stick it to her old boss, Steven Spielberg. So I don't mind, kind of restarting because it's a good franchise, but Harrison Ford is not young anymore. He can't be Indy forever. When you have a franchise where the actors are clearly getting older, and especially for this franchise where he plays the character whose name is in every title, then you have to okay, well, maybe instead of just replacing him and with an older actor, let's just kind of reboot it, make it to where Indy is young again, so we can cast a young actor, and through 40 years, because that's how long it's been for Indiana Jones, 40 fucking years. Through the course of 40 years, we'll have this actor who signed on for the movies and all that, and we'll have a brand new span of movies starring this new actor as Indiana Jones, and I don't mind that. But it has to be some small unknown, because if you put someone there, like how old is Pedro Pascal? Because like I said, people keep bringing him up. I mean, would he be committed to 40 years possibly of movies? Yeah, I looked it up. The dude's 50 years old. There's no way he could play Indiana Jones for 40 years. So it would have to be someone who's young, because there's no point starting a franchise, a reboot, having him like this old grouchy whatever. He needs to Indiana Jones in his prime, and that's not something that I think Pedro, considering he's 50 years old now, that's not something he could do. I'm sure there are so many young actors in Hollywood who just never get a chance to shine because they're always overshadowed by, older and more popular actors. So again, this would be a chance to pick an unknown. It's like with the new Harry Potter series for HBO. The fact that these kids are having this amazing opportunity to become three of the most iconic, recognizable characters of all time. I mean, look what it did for Daniel, Emma, and Rupert. So, I mean, they're forever going to be known as Harry, Ron, Hermione, but, that door has now been opened for them to have so many more possible, roles that they can do in the future. As long as they show that they're versatile and not just like a one-note actor. You see people like, what's his name? What's his name? I'm trying to remember his name off the top of my head. What is it, Jonah Hill or whatever? He's always like typecast as like the fat, goofy, and then even when he loses all this weight and he's still pretty much like the same kind of character. You don't want that. You don't want to be typecast as the same character for the rest of your life. And then you saw like Daniel Radcliffe kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to be known as Harry Potter for the rest of my life. So he just did like a whole broad type of roles where he's like, whoa, wasn't he like a racist for one of them? He's like out, proud, loud and proud, saying the N-word and stuff like that. But yeah, for Indiana Jones, they want someone young. So, and someone young, someone not really known. Give them the opportunity to get their foot in the door and have all these other opportunities presented to them. As long as it's, them doing a good job. They're not going to offer jobs to people who are destroying the character of Indiana Jones. I mean, you can only do so much with what you have to work with. So if they give you a crappy script, I mean, that's on them. But you just go out there and you just act your heart out. And producers and agents and all that will see that and be like, you know what? We know it was a script, but that kid's got talent. That kid's got talent, and I see a bright, bright future for this person. So, but yeah, Indiana Jones reboot, because why not? Let's just reboot everything. Anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.